won by a nose to Blackie in the Wangoom.
ATB with the pre-Warrnambool May Carnival ATB-TV for this week. As you'll see a little bit of vision later on, I actually caught up with Darren Weir yesterday at the Burrumbeet Trials, where we had a few horses pushing around, either in preparation for races coming up or just continuing their preps towards having a start during this preparation. Yeah, quick chat to Weary just about our 4 or 5 horses that are going to be down at the Bool. Yeah, obviously it's come around pretty quickly, and the last couple of weeks have been a little bit stressful for the bigger stables. We've had a few, we've had a lot of rain, so a lot of our trialling tracks have been too heavy to get on, so there's been a bit of juggling of horses that are ready to run or needing to run next week. Probably getting preference over some horses that are a little bit further back in their prep. So I think next Monday, or not I think, I know next Monday I'm going to Ararat for trials where the likes of Yogi, Dash and Maple and a few others that aren't going to the Bool will be actually trialling there. Fingers crossed all goes well and the weather allows us to get to Ararat race tomorrow, Saturday, and generally as it happens in country Victoria, which is great for the Weir stable and a lot of the trainers around this area. A couple of days straight after, while the track's been affected by the racing, they actually trial on it, and then from there they patch the track up ready for the next race meeting. So it's a really good system that we use in country Victoria, where we can use barrier to winning post the trials. It's great for the horses, and obviously getting on those surfaces this time of year where there's plenty of give in the track, it certainly helps the horses recover, and they're all set to go to wherever they're heading after their trials. We haven't had many runners this week as such, but we'll go back. I think our last runner was on Sunday at Pakenham, which was Carraganair, but we'll go back a little bit further to Pakenham Synthetic, which was last Thursday night, where Perugia was very unlucky in finishing 4th. If he didn't win the race, he probably should have clearly ran 2nd. I think Ben Hayes was there and they had the favourite in that race, and he actually walked past Darren Dance and said, I think it was his horse might have squeezed ours up and sort of said, look, apologies, you probably should have won that race. I know it's no consolation for the owners, but look, he's going really well. Darren Weir, I spoke to him yesterday, he's a little bit critical of Ben Allen, but not highly critical. They did tell him to ride him in behind. But he said this is where a senior rider compared to probably an apprentice would use their licence to maybe go to plan B. Ben obviously was quite happy to let, I think, a horse ridden by Caitlin Million go to the front, take the sit, and then obviously after that we had awful trouble getting a run, or Ben did. Darren said a senior rider probably would have kicked up and just put enough pressure on to say to Caitlin, look, we're leading, you're not, and then from there he dictates and wins. Anyway, these apprentices, they'll learn from all their mistakes. I think they're just a little bit intimidated to get outside plans when they come from some of the top stables or any stables. But saying that, Perugia nominated for a 2-year-old race at Warrnambool, but we've actually got a couple of horses nominated there. We think we'll split them, and he'll go back to the synthetic on May the 11th. Now that's not in concrete, but that is definitely an option. So if he's not running around at Warrnambool next Thursday, it'll be on the 11th, the 1200 metre Super Vobis. Just looks a lovely race for him. On the Saturday, we had Wanted Diva kicking off the Hayes Dabernig camp. A well-bred filly related to Rockalicious. She's thrown in the deep end. You've all heard the reports that probably wasn't quite up to the mark fitness-wise to go into the race, but we just had to throw at the stumps. Finished 11th. Pity we didn't finish 10th and just pick up a bit of prize money. As the stable have indicated, we'll now try and find a race out in the country for her to go to and hopefully just win. But she's a smart filly. She'll get better in time. Yeah, and we just look forward to her running probably the next fortnight. Same day, Think Babe. Promising colt by So You Think out of our good broodmare Sava Babe. He was fantastic. Obviously, there was a lot of concerns when we drew barrier 17, but rolled the dice to push forward, and Dean Yandel had him in a great spot. He just over-raced for a part of the race which told just at the end of the race. Saying that, it was a fantastic effort. He got beaten by the Fave, and a horse that's had 15 starts and won $500,000 from the Elton Zara stable. So, and for a horse having his fourth start, to do the work he did, sit up, kick, and then just fail to hold on, it was a terrific effort. Not 100% sure of the plans going forward. Obviously, there was that race over 2,000 in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's tomorrow fortnight. There's also a race midweek that is on the calendar. Just speaking to Weary yesterday, he's not 100% sure which way he'll go. He'll just give the horse a time to get over that, and then we'll plan from there. But very smart 3-year-old Think Babe. We went to Morphettville. We had chalk and cheese type returns there. We'll start off with the winner, Broadway in first. He was fantastic, winning. I think it's his fourth win this prep. Johnny Allen Road looked like being in a little bit of trouble, but then darted through, and look, he won well. Back to the 1,200 metres, a great result for the Giroux family. Like I said, he's won 4. I think he's twice at Bendigo, a win and a second at Morphettville, Mildura Cup. And with a bit of Vobis money along the way, he's probably picked up around 200,000 this preparation, which is a fantastic result. He was nominated for this weekend, but Darren Weir just wants to give him a break in the sense, just let him recover. There's a race, I think it's on the 13th of May, similar race, 1,200, another $100,000 race at Morphettville. Just looks a great race for him. So congrats to the Giroux family, and good luck when we head back to Adelaide in around a fortnight. Also, we had Little Bloodlet, a half-sister to Platelet, running around in the, I think it was the Swebervescent Stakes, which is a lead-up race to the Oaks. It just all went pear-shaped, guys, as we've Darren's explained to you. We didn't probably get the best ride, which then meant we didn't get the best result. In saying that, she's now headed to the paddock. She's done a really good job this prep. We kicked off and we had to be patient to get her to a trip where she could win. She did that in really good fashion at Warrnambool, and then was a terrific run at Moonee Valley after that. So we know we've got a little filly there that's got City winning all over her. We just need to give her a good break now, get some weight back on her, because she certainly had a long, decent prep, which stretched it out from looking like we were going to send her to the paddock before she even won a maiden, to then getting 3 or 4 runs out of her. So she's done a great job. We know she's got good ability, good staying ability. We'll look after her for a couple of months in the paddock, and then bring her back towards later this year through spring and into the summertime, and you guys will have plenty of fun with her. On Sunday, went down to Terang, wet hole Terang again, but this time we actually got through the cup meeting compared to a fortnight earlier when it was called off after one race. Falago went around and sort of went there with a little bit of expectation that we had our wet track, but unfortunately he just performed well. He performed well below his best, average at best, and Dean Yendall sort of reported that he was off the bit 1,000 metres from home, which for him, he usually just trucks up in those stone races, especially when it's wet. But he took him to the outside just in hope that he found some sort of ground where he could find his feet, but to no avail, and he just plodded into 5th spot. Dean even said that, look, he was just wondering whether he'd had enough, whether he was trying. He'd been sort of, in the system for 3 or 4 seasons now. But after speaking to Darren Weir, and obviously you owners are well aware, Darren hasn't given up. He's going to just tinker with giving him a few hurdle schools and trials over the next few weeks, and then bring him back to the races and see if that doesn't reinvigorate his zest for racing. So we just stay tuned there. As I mentioned earlier, Carraganair was our last runner for the week and went down by a pimple. David Hayes, a bit similar to Darren Weir, he led Noel Callow Road, and he led and just tried to restrain him probably a bit too much, so he sort of over-raced and pulled during the run. David probably would have been a little bit happy if he just let him stride a bit more. He actually looked like he was going to probably run a half length, 3/4 length second at the 100 when the winner ranged up, but he actually fought on, and on the line was going home better than the other horse, which shows us that maybe if he was allowed just to bowl along a little bit more freely during the race, he probably wins the race. I think David Hayes' suggestion was he would have won it easy. Anyway, he's certainly put 2 good runs together. I just think, I might have said it last time that he would have been close to winning. Well, he was, but I just think he goes to the races in the right race next start, and he does win. Again, we stay tuned for that. Coming up, obviously mentioned Warrnambool. We've got no runners until then. Fields haven't come out by the time as I'm speaking now. Tuesday's fields, I would have hoped from the Matthew Williams stable in Short Espresso. From filming this to editing and putting it together, if I do see the final field, I'll just flash it up on the screen. Same race from the Darren Weir stable is Equieto, who has trialled up really nicely over the past 2 to 3 weeks. He was obviously down to run at Bendigo last week, but it was an emergency and didn't go to run. Trialled up, a little bit of vision at the start of ATB-TV was him actually trialling up at Burrumbeet. Goes into the race in very good nick. Possibly no runners, but Thursday we'll have a few. We'll have Reigning Meteor again from the Williams stable in the 1100 metre benchmark 70. He's trialled up really nice, as has Short Espresso. Just back to him. They worked together yesterday at Camperdown, and Matthew's wrapped with the way both are going. Especially Short Espresso has probably come from a bit behind Reigning Meteor. Reigning Meteor has always been a very good track worker, and there wasn't much between them yesterday. So for Short Espresso, hopefully we get a run Tuesday, because you'll probably get the conditions to suit. Been a lot of rain around. As for Reigning Meteor later in the week, Matthew was wanting to get out to 1100 rather than 1000. He's just a bit older and probably not quite as sharp as he was for the 1000, but the 1100 metres certainly will suit him. And again, those fields, they definitely won't be out by the time I've finished this, but we'll know more. I think Monday those fields will be out, maybe Tuesday for Thursday's races. Also, High Largo from the Darren Weir stable. You'll see the little clip with me speaking to Weary at the end of this. She goes to a 1700 metre race. Just while I'm on that 1700 metre race, you would have noticed my obsession was nominated for that race. Pulled her out of the 1500 metre at Geelong. Or didn't pull her out of it, just didn't accept. Thought we'd go to the 1700. I've just chatted to Darren Dance, who by chance ran into Darren Weir, and we just discussed what we continue to do going forward. Obviously, we're looking to win a city race to maybe potentially get her into a listed race over in South Australia. Weary had been looking through the calendar after I spoke to him yesterday in reference to going to Warrnambool, and he's looking to actually throw her straight out to a 2000 metre race just to get some sort of gauge of how she handles that. And that leads into a 2000 metre race or a listed race in South Australia. So plans are, if she runs well, we can push ahead. If we find out she can't run 2000 metres, well, we'll divert her plans. So that's just the latest update on my obsession for you guys out there, and obviously you owners will be probably aware of that before you see this vision of ATB-TV. We'll go to a 1200 metre 2-year-old race on the back of a really good run at Bendigo there last week. From the Hayes stable, they did mention that maybe Rocket Cod and Streets of Dubai, who are meant to run at Benalla today, may go to Warrnambool. They'll be nominated, but just on speaking this morning to those guys, their preference might be to steer away from what will be a cut-up track at Warrnambool on the Thursday and just find other races for them. Streets of Dubai, more than likely Bendigo next Friday. Rocket Cod, I'm not 100% sure yet, but there's plenty of 2-year-old races there for him. Obviously he's working well, and they'll be trying to place him well for a good first up effort, whereas Streets of Dubai, it's more off kick-off point than heading him into a mile race where he'll be a lot more competitive. Just with that, also next Friday, Bendigo Silver Stratum, who trialled at Bendigo yesterday, in preference to running at Geelong on Sunday, he also will go to Bendigo. So it'll be a trip up there for someone that's very weary after 3 days at Warrnambool. Probably me. Apart from that, that probably covers them all. There's, like I said, a little clip with Weary coming up. Just for everyone going to Warrnambool, going to the Pickle Pig, we look forward to catching you there on the Thursday night. If you are quick, there's a couple of spots left, so if you're interested in joining us for drinks and post-race chats on everything that happened during the 3 days, please do. To the ladies going with Liz to the Ladies' Day on the Tuesday, have fun. That should be a good day for you ladies. Apart from that, not too much more to report. Obviously, it's been a busy, mad, hectic time with yearling sales finished and yearlings to be sold. Plenty on the website, guys, if you want to get in to any of those. Selling well, but still good shares available in ranges of horses from $2,000 to $20,000 if you've got that cash. Apart from that, that's all good. Just on a personal note, me and my family, we're moving to Ballarat. Should be sort of set up by within the next 10 days. I know a lot of people that try to call me on my mobile have a lot of trouble getting through, but there'll be no troubles in Ballarat. It's amazing this day and age that mobile reception's poor out in the country. I think Ronnie the Rock 8 would have had better mobile service about 200 years ago, but 2,000 years ago maybe. But look, I'll be more accessible by phone just in the next week to 10 days. If you do want to catch me, it's best on the home phone, which is on my email. So if you don't get through initially, just call me on the home phone. Not too much more. Good punting, and stay healthy down at Warrnambool for all you guys that are going. And with Darren, we'll be doing ATB-TV next Thursday from the Bool, and hopefully we've got some good news for you owners that have got runners down there. They're all there to run well. Whether we can snag a winner, well, time will tell. But in the interim time, stay healthy, and we'll chat to you next week. Well, Wary, it's that time of year again. We'll head down to the Bool. The carnival's around again, and no doubt you're going to have a lot of horses go down there. But from the ATB point of view, we'll have probably 3 or 4 runners going down there. Well, first one that we definitely know that'll get a run is Tonto or Equieto.
Yep. It's obviously a suitable race to kick him off in. The little downside is obviously the weight, but you nearly need a rating like that to get a race, get a run in these sort of races. So
those 64s, you've got 63 or 4 to get a run.
Especially at the Bool. So anyway, he trialled here this morning at Burrumbet, and he's ready to kick off there, and I'm sure he'll run well.
We'll look for a little claimer.
At this stage we're trying to, but obviously if we can't, it's only a sprint race, so the weight's not a huge disadvantage, but it'd be better if we could get a claim for sure.
I suppose the other side of that, most are going to be carrying 59 or 60.
True.
Yep. Another one we definitely know will be the Thursday is High Largo in the 1700 metre race. She was a good even run at Bendigo, so into the 1700 with a bit of give in the ground, she should be.
Yeah, she'll be running well. I was really happy with the way she went at Bendigo. I didn't expect her to land where she did in the run. I thought she'd be back and storming home, but when she was there, I was a bit worried because I didn't know whether she'd be fit enough to be as forward as that. But I thought she hung on really well, and she come on good. And although 1700 will be still too short, but I'm sure will come away happy with the run.
No worries. Captain Harry is a 2-year-old that ran also at Bendigo, ran well, and the 2-year-old race there looks a nice race for him, second up.
Absolutely, yeah. He ran really well, I thought, and he's just going to be one of those improving types of horses that he'll get better. Obviously, second run and third and fourth run again, you know. But I like him. He's going well.
Yeah. We also, we've got Perugia that will be nominated for that race, but we may look elsewhere for him. Just to separate him.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, be nominated. He's good, and I thought he should have nearly won the other night if he had led or sat outside the leader, which the instructions were to get a bit of cover, but obviously when they went as slow as they did and he began as well as I did, I would have sort of hoped that Benny would have rolled to the front or sat outside the leader, but anyway, he was trying to follow instructions, and they're only kids, so you can't be too critical on him. But the horse was a bit unlucky. He should have definitely, if not won, should have definitely run in the money.
In the money, just 2 or 3 horses. Obviously, we've had the trials here. Silver Stratum, we had him nominated for Geelong. He trialled, it was a maintenance gallop of trial.
He goes to Bendigo Friday week.
Yep, he's going there for sure. Just it's just the spacing of the runs is a little bit better than running him at Geelong.
Yep.
And we're able to bring him out here and just give him a nice piece of work and not being hard on the horse. So he'll come on really well from that, and he'll present good at Bendigo.
Terrific, and he's won there. So
absolutely, yep.
Hopefully he's running well. We had Think Babe at Caulfield. He was terrific.
He was very brave. Dean overcome the barrier in the first 100 metres, so it was out of the road, and he just over raced just a little bit there for 100 yards, but gee, I thought the horse ran terrific. You know, very brave, and he's a really nice prospect going forward, and he's pulled up really well. So just have to have a look to see which is the most suitable race for him next. But he's one of those Vobis 3-year-olds, so you've got to make the most of it while he's in work.
Cash in while you can, Weary.
Absolutely.
And the other one has been a terrific horse for the Giroux family, is Broadway in first, and I think it was his fourth one this prep, and good little ride from Johnny Allen at Morphettville, and got the biscuits. Yeah,
it was a good ride. It ended up, he had a bit of luck obviously, but you need a bit of luck, and horse is going terrific. He's had a great prep, been a really good prize money spinner trip for the sort of preparation for the owners, which obviously
probably nearly picked up 200 grand this prep. You know.
Well, they keep the Giroux happy, hopefully, but they're
pay a few bills.
They're good owners. They don't whinge much, but and there's a really suitable race back in Adelaide again for him. So head back there, and I'm sure the way he's pulled up, he'll be running well again.
No worries. That covers him. Obviously, we've got a few others that are just pushing through the system. I think the Penthouse Playboy coming along nicely.
Yeah, ticking along good. He'll there's two or three that'll go to Ararat and have a quiet jump out on Monday to get their preparations going. But Broadway at first, he's the star of the show at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly is. All right, thanks, Weary. Well, good luck at the carnival.
Yep. Same to you.
We hope we can. Well, our horses are there to run well. I don't know if they can win, but they'll be all there presented to run well. And if they're not winning there, they won't be far away. Some of them.
Yeah, the ones we've touched on, they're going to be winning very shortly. All of them. If it's not at the carnival, I'm sure they'll be running well, and they'll be winning very soon after the carnival.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time, Weary.
No worries.